Hello everyone, this is Amber Colbert from East Alabama Board of Realtors, and I'd like to welcome you to this matrix tutorial. Today we're going to take a look at the map layers that are integrated into your matrix search map. Now, if you are visiting us from another association or MLS, the system in today's tutorial may differ slightly from your home system, but the functionality will be the same. Now, as we navigate to our search table, you see I've pre-created a search for us. We are searching all of the MLSs in our data share. We're looking for residential detached, single-family residence, active status properties. Now, the functionality of your map is not going to change based on any of these criteria. This is just a generic search that we're going to use for our example today. We're going to limit our search results to the state of Alabama, Lee County, price range 0 to 350,000, 3-bed, 2-bath, and at least 1,800 square feet. Now, as you can see, we've got 19 matches that match our results. So let's go ahead and go over to our result map. Now, in this system, whenever you create criteria or change your criteria or do any map changes, all these other tabs will update in real time. So even if you create filters using your map layers, it will actually update your results list in real time. Today we're going to take a look at our 19 results here on the map. And we're going to look here at our little layers icon and see what all we can do with these layers. Now, you'll see at the top of this is telling us to zoom in. That means if we turn on that layer now, those little borders would be so tiny, you would not be able to really eyeball them or see them. So whenever you see the zoom in warning, just zoom in on your map until we get that warning to go away. As you can see, the zip code has now activated. We zoom in a little bit closer. We can see some others have activated. Zoom in a little more. All right, looks like we are zoomed in enough to activate these. As you can see, we've already got the parcel boundary selected here. And as you can see, that means that we can see all of these parcels. Now, as we navigate our map, let's find one of our properties that met our search criteria. Let's say we're looking at this property and we want to know a little bit about, so we've got a corner lot here. Let's say we want to know a little bit about who might be next door or what's happening back here. We may even want to know what's happening with this creek here because this property is sort of close to the cul-de-sac, close to the creek. One thing that we can do is we can click on one of the properties next to it and just click on the, even if it's not listed, just click on the lot and you'll automatically see an MLS record if it's available or even a tax record if it's available. You can view the tax record here. Now, if we want to see if that property is in a floodplain in any way because it's close to Mill Creek and these little ponds here, we can go here and turn on our flood zone map and you'll see it automatically populate. And as you can see, our house here is not technically in a flood zone. Orange and X are indicators of out of special flood hazard area. This is the same as the FEMA flood map. So if you were going to be using this to help with insurance or mortgage possibilities, you would be using the same map that they do. Now, as you can see, if you were looking at other homes in this subdivision, you can see we still have, we'll zoom in, we still have our parcels set up here, our parcel layer. We've still got a look at the streets in the subdivision, and you can see all of the floodplains that exist outside that little creek, and it's a pretty big floodplain. Now, as we look at this, let's say you were looking at multiple homes in this subdivision. These homes in this area here in the back of the subdivision could be a problem because you can see that they are in a 100-year floodplain. Some of them are even backing right up to the 100-year floodway. So when you're looking at this subdivision, when you're listing a house in the subdivision, or you've got clients looking in this, or customers looking in the subdivision, you may want to double check these floodplain maps, for example, using this map layer to see exactly where in the subdivision would be the safest place to go. Now, let's say we're not looking for flood zones. Let's say we're looking for school districts. We can turn these on. We also had the unified school district map here. So you can see just outside of this area, you have multiple school districts. So the children in this area would be in the Phoenix City School District. Lee County would go back up to the subdivision. Russell County is all around the subdivision, but this has been annexed into the city. And of course, this is a federal map, and the local school districts can change this map at any time. So if you aren't sure, or if you see some overlapping layers here, you may want to contact the school zones. For example, if you've got a little overlapping area here, just to confirm the address with their organization. Now we can also do county. You can see there's a county line that runs right there. That's why we've got multiple school zones available. We'll zoom out a little bit so you can see what that looks like. We've got a county line right there. We're right on the edge of Lee County here. Now we could also do zip codes, cities based on USPS address. We can do some legacy areas. We can do belt lines. We can also do USDA ineligible area, which is sort of a reverse search. So when you zoom out, you'll see that most of these properties may be ineligible for USDA because they are in the city limits. But once you get out of here into this rural area, there is going to be a possibility to qualify for USDA financing. You also have your status options here for the MLS. So if you're looking at various listings, let's say you go through this process and you decide that you do not want certain, or you want to look at a map with results for certain statuses, or you want to include a status that maybe has not been in there before, you can add that in there here. You can also view sales and non-sales data. You can look at auction or bank-owned properties by pinning those on here. You can also look at or activate certain tax information like lot size, beds and baths if available, even building area, square footage. You can look at owners' names, and you can even see street addresses or house numbers, basically. We can also look at trends in the area when we click on this. As you can see, we've still got an auction property activated there. That's neat. We can look at properties in foreclosure or how common foreclosures happen in that area. We can do neighborhood boundaries. We can search for single-family residences versus condos, etc. Now, let's say you want to be near a bank or a gas station. As we zoom out here, we're in a rural area here, so we may not see many of these points of interest, but as you get into urban areas, you'll be able to see things that are in closer proximity to those items. And of course, you can always deselect and just clear those items if you don't need them. Now, if at any point you get lost on your map and you want to just go back to where you started, you can click that here and the recenter option. If at any point you put a shape on your map that you are not comfortable with, like let's say you put this shape on here and you move it around and then you don't really need it anymore, but you could always come back here and just clear all your shapes. We also have a freehand polygon here where you can just draw. You don't even have to use the polygon shape. You can just draw all around here. You can come up to the lake and zoom into specific areas on the lake using this feature. And you can just draw through here. Say you don't want to be in that slough. You want to go around here. You can cut across. You don't want to be in that slough, but you want to go up. You don't want to be on that side of the lake, so you come around. You can do all sorts of fun things with this. All right. Now, fun times. If you want to use these map layers outside of the search table, I like to say let's go to an actual listing in the MLS. Let's see what we've got here. We've got some new listing options. Let's find something near to us. Let's find something in Mobile. We might find something here in Mobile. Okay. Even if you click on this, you can still look at these flood zones in any of our map views. So even if you just click on the address within the listing and look at that map view, you can see it there. If you click on the MLS number, you can navigate to the flood map and get that same information. So again, any map view in the system, you are able to access that actual FEMA flood map data, flood zone codes, color coding and descriptions, etc. All right, hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight into how to navigate those flood map layers and various other layers in the matrix map. If you have any other questions about map functionality, or if you would like a private tutorial for yourself, your team, or your office, feel free to contact us here at the East Alabama Board of Realtors. Thank you.